Konnichiwa and hello, hello. I will get closer to the microphone, so hopefully it levels out and you can all hear me well. And welcome. It is the final day of September 2023, September 30th, as I film this. Should have it up on the channel tonight as well. So tomorrow's October 1st, and October is a non-sumo month. Oh my gosh, how do we survive until November? But a very busy time for me. And today is also the Denpachiki, the haircutting ceremony, the retirement ceremony for this man here, Okunoumi, who is, oh, you can't see him there. Hi. Yay. He's behind the green thing. He's going to flip for the next video and be back in color. But congratulations to him on a wonderful career. Wish I could have been there. I reposted some clips that are already showing up. The ceremony started at 10 or 11 this morning, and it's already 4 p.m. in Japan. Oh, that's not a stain, by the way. That's just water, like drinking and like water comes down and hit me. Just want you to know that. Okay. So Okunomi, yeah, and he's going to become a coach and of course be still actively involved in sumo. We'll see him around. I might even run into him and be able to get a picture with him finally. All these years I've never been able to do it. My man from Shimane Ken, and when he's just in his blue windbreaker, working security at the Fukuoka Basho, hopefully I'll see him. I am going to Fukuoka. I got my tickets. I was about to hold up the envelope and show it, but it's just a brown envelope. I'm going on day 8, the middle Sunday on the 19th, probably with my friend Brian. I haven't asked him yet. So, but he's usually very accommodating. He lives down there with his wife and children in Kushu, so he often accompanies me to the sumo. And I'm already hearing from some fans who want to maybe meet up Sunday night after the sumo ends at 6 p.m. and have dinner, including Melissa, who, pardon me, I got to hang out with. Oh, what is going on? Oh no, don't get the hiccups, Jason. Back in 2019, like a long time ago, it feels like now, and she went to Disneyland with me, Disney Sea. And then we went to the sumo as well. And she's on Twitter and we stay in touch. So she's going to be in Kyushu and seeing sumo, not on that day, but I'm going to hang out with her and her man friend. I don't know if it's her husband or her boyfriend. I should know. Okay, so enough prelude. Let's get into it. We have a lot to talk about. This was an interesting tournament. So I'm talking now of the September tournament that just concluded. And yeah, I don't want the comment section of this video to turn out to be like the comment section of the Takakeisho Terunofuji match, which is obviously a huge shouting match between people who think Takakeisho did what he needed to do and people who are like, that Takakeisho, he's the worst ever. I think if you just watch the video, you kind of know how I feel about it. But yeah. So right off the top, I do want to mention the Convoy of Hope, the charity I'm going to donate to. And I just wanted to read a few of the names just really quickly because I am behind on my emails of everybody that's gone by PayPal, everybody that's gone by in the month of September. I want to have the final number for you because today is a day in September, and I said I would wait, but it is going to be over $100 donation, and that's all because of you guys. I'm taking $1 out of all your different ways of supporting the channel, the memberships on YouTube. Thank you. You can send like an instant thank you on YouTube nowadays or something. And then, of course, the tip jar. So let me just read a few of these names. Bryce, William F, Thomas G, Matthew S, Patricia C, Jake H. Some of these people are people that send me a little bit each month, like Diarmud, Brad, Ann, Andy, Jonathan H, Joel C, Mark L, Pavel, Matthew D, Mario S, Costas, Owen, Sean R, Stephen T is a regular donator, Rocky M, regular, JB, Christopher D, David J, Kevin W, Jessica B is a regular, Claus H, Mike H is my behind the scenes guy that helps me run the contest. And I couldn't do it without him. Donna J, James Z is a regular, Alan is a regular, W, and PER. I should know how to say your name because you're definitely you don't send every time. I think you send almost every basho, but Per and his wife live in a Nordic country. Ooh, I want to say Finland, but it could be Norway, and I don't want to get it wrong, which I just did, I guess. But is it pear, like the fruit pear, and asa? I'll say that. A wonderful. They send wonderful emails along with their donations, and that's about it for September. It wasn't a whole lot of people through PayPal, but of course now the membership thing on YouTube is going well. So thank you so much. I was able to reach that goal that I talked about when I first started it. You know, they'd send me a couple $100 if I could get 30 people in the first 30 days, and I smashed through that. We're over 11,000 subscribers, over 1 million views. And other than the scare with, you know, me using NHK foolishly and doing those highlights, yeah, everything seems to be okay. Abema doesn't seem to mind that much. So I'm just going to stick to that and hopefully ride out the copyright strikes will fall off in December. So I have to get through the November tournament. But the Sumo Kyokai continue to claim videos that I put up. Hey, this is our content. But they don't strike. They just say we get all the analytics from these videos. So I think what they do is they use me and they say, how many people are watching? Where are they watching from? They get all that information because they claim the video, but they don't strike the channel. Plus, they can put ads on those videos. If you see an ad on a sumo video, I didn't put it there. I never put ads on the videos. I make no money on YouTube in the sense of like from ad revenue. Other than this video will have an ad because I made this video, right? This is all my content and I don't put clips in it. So there's no copyright problem. I don't know. Do you even care about all that? Like, Jason, just start talking about sumo. All right, let's talk about sumo. So again, thank you. Let me just log out of PayPal really quick and get out of there. All right. Hi. How you doing? How was your September? Well, was pretty good. It's still really warm here in Japan. October, the reason October is crazy for me and like I couldn't go to Okonomi's ceremony this weekend is Monday is exams, like term exams. The first semester, if you will, of my Japanese school year ends next Friday, which is October 6th. And then we actually have a school event on Saturday where a bunch of the kids have to come. I have to go to work. But then we get Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday off. Monday the 9th is a national holiday. And then they also give us the Tuesday off for having to come to work on Saturday. And then that Wednesday, the 11th, is the first day of term 2. And we only have 2 terms, right? This is the first one that went from April to now. And then this next one goes from October to March. So tests, grading tests, figuring out report cards, reading a lot of assignments. And my IB kids, if you know anything about the IB program, are going to take their world exams, their final big tests, in about 3 weeks in mid to late October. So it's kind of crunch time for them as well. Okay, on to sumo. So let me share my screen. Where should we start? Oh, I didn't open up the PDF. Hold on. Let me cancel this. I might just have to go to Fred's. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to go to Fred's website and watch it and look at it that way. Okay, because it'll be too difficult otherwise. All right. Technical difficulties, as always. Share. Okay. So let me go to Fred's charts. And we're waiting, and we're waiting. While we're waiting for Fred, we'll go over to my, it says use code EARLYBIRD at checkout for 10% off your order. I think that expires today. But, oh, and September 2023 definitely expires today. But try one of those two codes. They might help you. So you might be able to see over my shoulder. I bought a pillow finally. Oh, where is it? One like this, but it's this black Poochie design on a pillow, and it's really nice. It's right there now. It sits next to me on my little mini recliner couch, and yeah, it's nice. And I bought some of these stickers. They're $7, and this is what it is. Let me stop share. Yeah, they're not that big. I haven't tried one. I kind of want to put one on my car, but I don't know if the rain, it'll just like wash off. So I might try one on my car, and then I don't have like a laptop to put it on or anything, and my iPad cover already has some stickers on it, so there's no room. But I bought two. If you want one of these as a prize, along with something else for your if you win the contest, feel free to ask. Maybe I'll have to buy some more. And but yeah, they're not cheap. Even with my discount, you know, they're $7 a pop. That's how much, I guess, because they're die cut maybe. But they seem nice. I bought one of these booklets. So, oh, you guys aren't even seeing that. That's just me. So pretty, you know, they'll put any logo on the front, and then it's just paper. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to use it for, but you know, it's nice little spiral notebook, and the colors are really good. That design always worked well. The shirt I'm wearing is from Big Sumo, so we'll go there. Okay, so we should be ready to share screen. So yeah, so lots to choose from on the store. Oh, there's the pillow I bought. Okay, and yeah, tote bags and shirts, and go on by. Lots of long sleeve stuff you can get if it's getting colder where you are, and that supports the channel as well. Okay, over to pink. Here it is. What if we just click on it? Does that do anything? No. Okay, so let's save as PDF. Yay. Okay, I just wanted it to open, and now we'll blow her up. All right, so hopefully you can all see this. Terunofuji, of course, didn't show up. Hiroshima 9-6, erase the Kadoban. Hoshoru, woo, almost Kadoban in his first tournament, but he ekes out the 8-7 on the last day. And this is the concentration of people who've won a Yusho before. Daisho, very good performance at Sekewake, 10 wins. Wakamoto Haru, not quite as good at 9. Kotonowake in his first tournament ever, 9-6. So very respectable. You know, he went 11-4 back in July. But you know, a little bit higher rank, but basically wrestling the same people. And then, of course, our two Komusubi disappointed slightly. Neither of them getting above 6 wins, so both will be demoted. And our people getting promoted will be Hokutofuji and Abi. Asanoyama, you know, probably will have to just settle for Maegashira 1. Shodai doing okay. Tamawashi, man, we just don't know. 2-13. Ura having a good 9 wins. Gonoyama having 9 wins. Onosho having 9 wins. Takayasu, of course, doing the Takayasu thing where we get all excited and then he kind of lets it go in the second week. Midori Fuji quietly having a nice tournament. Hakuoho, of course, you know, not showing up, and we know why, because of the surgery and whatnot. You know, he's going to be demoted down to Juryo. So that's our first guy that we know is going to be demoted. All of these guys in green mean they got their Kachikoshi. Of course, Mitakeumi is one of the few guys below Maegashira 5 who's ever won a Yusho. And now they're going to, you know, 9-6 at M11. He'll go back up to around, say, Maegashira 7 or 8, probably. But Yeah, we do have a few guys down here that have won Yusho. Abi's won once, Asanoyama's won once, Shodai's won one, and Tamawachi's actually won the Yusho twice in his career. Um, and then Fuji, I mean, what a great story. And I've been kind of retweeting some of his celebrations in his hometown. He went to his younger sister's school where she's like in the female sumo club and all that kind of stuff. And just a great story. Seems like a great guy. He, like I said in the videos, I think he's made a whole bunch of new fans. And for the first time ever, probably in his career as a sumo wrestler, because this is only his second ever time being in the top division, he's going to have fans like waiting for him and expectant for him, etc., at the November tournament. And people will be like, cheering for him. And I don't know if they'll make his towel, things like that. And there'll be expectations on him to like do well. People will, he's not going to go hugely up the Banzuke, but he'll go into single digit Maegashira for sure with 11-4. And when he's up at Maegashira 6 or 7, I mean, almost every match in his second week was somebody he'd never fought before, and that will continue a little bit. And people will expect him to get his Kachikoshi for sure. So we'll see how he handles that expectation. So who else is going to be going down? Well, these bottom three guys, Chiyo Shoma at 3-12, Kageyaki at 5-10, and Dai Shoho at 3-12. Obviously, I mean, you could make a case for Aoyama or Koto Shoho, and if these guys had done better, they might be in trouble. But I think these three guys plus Hakuoho will probably be enough to allow 4 people from Juryo to get promoted. But if I were Aoyama or Koto Shoho, I might be a little worried. Nishiki Fuji's probably a little safer 1 rank higher. And we don't, I mean, Tamawashi is going to plummet, but he'll only plummet down into, say, Maegashira 11 or 12, about 10 rungs down. So the 4 for sure that are going to go down. And we'll look at that a little bit more when we go on the Tachi page in just a moment. So what's the real story here? Well, part of the real story is Takakeisho. Okay. So I didn't like what he did. I fall into that camp. I was gonna make an offhand comment like, hey, show me a time where Ozeki, Haramafuji, or Kakuru or Hakuho ever did a henka like this. And then I thought, you know what, there probably is once. Maybe those guys have all done it once. I know Terunofuji did it once against Koto Shogiku that got him a lot of gruff. And a lot of wrestlers have come out in defense of Takakeisho saying, look, you do what you have to do to win. And I get that. But part of the reason I think a lot of us, watch sumo is because we feel like it's not this trash talking kind of, winner takes all mentality. There's a little bit more decorum and honor and tradition and all these things mixed in with sumo that perhaps doing what Takakeisho did against this young up-and-comer guy who just wanted his chance, had a second chance after losing to him in regulation, to have a good match and to, lose with dignity or, put it all on the line and win. And we just felt like we were robbed of that because of his henka. I absolutely lost respect for Takakeisho after that, and will not be a fan of his going forward. I never really was a huge fan, but I will not root for him. Not that I won't show him on the channel. Of course I will. He's an Ozeki. You have to, I respect him, but I'm not a fan. And I will hope, but what, I'm just one guy. I will hope that he does not become a Yokozuna. But the problem is that there are a lot of people who want him to become a Yokozuna, not necessarily because they think he's an exemplar of the sport, but because they need him. And I think they need him for 2 reasons. One, Terunofuji is never coming back strong, guys. He, from what I've read and what I've seen, the injuries and the ongoing problem with diabetes and everything all rolled into one. He will probably compete again, but he his massive pride, and he's earned that pride. Um, he doesn't want to come back and do poorly. He wants to be able to come back, and have one more good tournament. And will that be in November? I don't know. He is going out on some of the regional tours and participating, and because it's just like one day and he only has to probably fight one or two times. And showing up and kind of, doing the Yokozuna Dokyo Iri and signing autographs and whatnot and kind of fulfilling his role. But the Sumo Association has so many activities that a Yokozuna participates in, at functions, at shrines, and as a symbolic head of the sport, that they need somebody in that spot. And they don't want Terunofuji to retire without anybody to take over. So they want Takakeisho to win in November. And not only that, but Takakeisho is Japanese. And they desperately would love to have a Japanese Yokozuna. So there is expectation. We talk about expectation on Tomifuji. There is expectation on Takakeisho, absolutely, to repeat in November. And even if he were the runner-up at, say, 14-1 to somebody that won with a 15-0, or a 13-2 to somebody who won with a 14-1, he might still get the nod. Part of the problem, though, is we haven't had an 11-4 Yusho in, what did I say on the broadcast, since 2016, 2017. Haramafuji did it, almost being injured that tournament. But Yokozuna Pride made him stay in, and he managed to win. And that was, 6 years ago? So winning a Yusho with an 11-4 is not impressive. And the way he won it is even less so. And just before that, he had been Kadoban. So he hasn't had a great 2024 for them to give him a lot of leniency in promoting him, I think, in November. Now, they can do what they want. The fans be damned. They can promote him, and we can all grumble about it, but, they promote who they want. And so I would look, if he has any kind of decent tournament and is either first place, of course, or second place, there's a good chance he'll be a Yokozuna in January. And that will really sour me on the sport quite a bit, unfortunately. Unless he just goes out and just kills it in November and really earns it. Yeah. I'm not going to say I'm not going to, I'm going to stop watching or anything crazy like that, but yeah, it's disappointing. And so I hope Terunofuji can come back in November. I'm going to go see it live in November. I'd love to see him one more time, because, I probably won't go again in 2024, maybe for another year, until next November, so, and by then I think he'll retire sometime in 2024, but he might stick around, show up, wrestle one tournament, then, not wrestle for the next 2 or 3 Basho. And when you're a Yokozuna, that's allowed to a certain extent. And like I said, if Takakeisho just can't show up in November and put up the numbers he needs, then they'll look to somebody else. They'll look to Kirishima or Hoshoru, which they'll be fine with. But again, both of those men are Mongolian, and they would love to have a Japanese Yokozuna, more so than either of those choices. So that's where we are. Yeah, and like I said, I don't want a real war in the comments. Please be civil. You're entitled to your opinion, and you're entitled to your fandom. There's a couple people I follow on Twitter, and I love their, what they provide to the English-speaking sumo community, and they're big Takakeisho fans, and they were very happy that he won this Basho, as they should be. So there you go. But for me, it was, yeah, I was just kind of walked around the rest of that Sunday after I finished filming, and I was just kind of in a weird haze, and I was just like, man, that's just not why I watch sumo. It just felt off. And I really didn't want to watch any of the interview or any of the after stuff. And since then, I've read things, etc. But yeah, it was really, really disappointing. Okay, but let's look forward to some other stuff that's coming up. So, of course, let's go to Tachi. So the first thing they talk about, which just got posted 2 days ago, was this about some reforms they're announcing. They're going to get rid of the height and weight minimum requirements to become a new sumo wrestler. And Andy here does a really good job of breaking this all down. So I'm not going to go over it. You can go to Tachi. Link will be in the description. Go and read this article and give Andy a hello from Jason. But basically, you used to have to be 167 centimeters tall and 67 kilograms heavy. So I'm going to ask Siri. Sorry, I'm going to probably activate your Siri, but hey Siri, how much is 167 centimeters in inches?
167 centimeters is 65.75 inches.
So that's 5'5", good eye, about. And hey Siri, how much is 67 kilograms in pounds?
67 kilograms is 147.71 pounds.
So you had to be just shy of 150 pounds to enter sumo. And of course, they've made exceptions from time to time, but now they're going to get rid of that. And part of the reason they're doing that is because they had a bunch of guys retire, kind of out of the blue a little bit. 19 Rikishi retired after or during the Basho. And so the Sumo Association, in a way, feels like they need to replace those people. And here's the, in-tai means retirement, Hatsu means you're starting. And they need new people, more than, it's like the birth rate in Japan. We need new babies more than we need people dying. So he does some historical data here, etc. And COVID, of course, hit the sumo world hard. That's this one right around here. This really bad dip was when they had a Yaocho and bullying scandal. Yaocho is match fixing, where there was some definite evidence that not so much in the top division, but more that line between Juryo, where you're paid a salary, you're a sekitori, a paid salaried wrestler, and Makushita, the third tier, where you don't get anything. And people would be like, hey, you're 8-7, you're 8-6, you're fighting my guy who's 7-7 in Juryo. We'll pay you to lose so he gets his kachikoshi, because it doesn't matter to you. You already got your kachikoshi and those kind of things. And they had, cell phone records of it happening and things like that. And bullying, where mean oyakata, mean coaches were, hitting wrestlers. Some of that bad stuff you saw in Sanctuary, is based on real stuff, hitting new wrestlers with beer bottles and, just hazing gone, extreme. So nobody was signing up. No mothers wanted to allow their sons to join sumo. And he makes an interesting case about they want wrestlers, but they want quality Japanese wrestlers. They don't mind some foreigners, but basically the foreign restriction is one per stable. And they get around that sometimes by the way they combine stables and other things. But yeah, they want sumo to attract young Japanese boys, and men who will go through college. And another thing is that some of the times if you went through college, you were able to enter sumo and play your first match in Makushita in the third tier division. You didn't start all the way at the bottom and work your way up. You came in at the third tier division and with a decent rank. And that's what happened with Hakuoho, right? He was a college wrestler, and lots of other wrestlers you've heard of, Ichinojo and Endo. And so they're thinking about stopping that. Asanoyama and Go-Noyama both benefited from that system. So you have to work a little harder to get into the top division because you've gone through the college sumo system, and you're already so good that when you enter and you're facing all these amateur guys who are trying to make their mark, you're blowing them away and you're getting into Juryo much quicker. So all of this is interesting, and we'll see. Most of these rules don't take place until January of 2024. So it won't affect November at all, and we'll see if it increases the number of new sumo people entering the sport. But yeah, it's interesting. So have a look at that article. Here is the Okinoumi retirement ceremony. Like I said, it happened today, Doyobi, Saturday, Kyugatsu San Junichi. And yeah, I just saw some fun footage on Twitter. I've retweeted a few things, so so check out my Twitter. And then they're just talking about there's a bunch of other regional tours happening in October. October starts to be a nice time of year in Japan. It does finally start to get cooler, and the fall colors. And November's a really nice time. I love November. That's why I always enjoy going down to Fukuoka so much. They have kind of they've linked up with buysumotickets.com, and they're promoting their Tachi, that's the name of the website, their Tegata service. So you can click through with their link, and I'll just take you over to buy sumo tickets. So this is where some people, I still get emails all the time. Jason, my wife and I are coming to Japan in November. Where can we get tickets? And blah, blah. You know, this is what I use. Jeff over there is my guy. He's so good. And they have, I mean, it's down to a science with these guys. They know exactly you know, how to get the tickets, and they do charge a fee, of course. They have to make money, but they take care of you. Everything's in English. Jeff is obviously an American who lives here, and has for many, many years. And yeah, they just, you can pre-order tickets, you can ask for certain kinds of tickets. There's limitations and stuff, but he's very good at contacting you and talking it through with you. And yeah, so they're already taking pre-orders for January, for example. Fukuoka, you know, if they have tickets left, you could still try to get some. He would have had tickets to Okinoumi's ceremony, perhaps, and he does special events that happen. He also does pro wrestling, but one of the things he does over here is now he has a shop. So you can get tickets for sumo tours where you get to go and, like, as part of a group, special events, pro wrestling. I love this graphic. And then he started to sell some authentic tegata, and of course he has hakuho. Okay, and he has two different tochinoshin, which I thought was fun. He has before he became an ozeki, or perhaps after, and when he was an ozeki. And if you look at these, they have these authentic stamps that you only get to use when you're an ozeki or a yokozuna on your tegata, and that's what's on my Terunofuji one that I bought many years ago from John Gunning. And so back onto the Tachi site, he was just talking about, you know, I was a little worried. I got the hakuho one, but with the, you know, and it was so well shipped, and it, you know, didn't bend, or no corners were scuffed or anything. So I know Jeff is probably doing a really good job. So that's one way if you want kind of a higher end authentic tegata. You know, these are, you know, this is about $180. This is about $140. You know, these are not the ones you can just buy at the souvenir stand for, you know, $10 when you go to the live thing. Those are reproductions, and I have some of those up in my house too. But I do have two authentic ones where you know, the wrestler actually did touch his hand to the thing and write on it, and then it got the stamps for the Terunofuji one. And of course, you guys can guess, my other one is Okinoumi. So just something else fun they're doing over there at Buy Sumo Tickets. So tell Jeff I said hi if you go by. Okay. Of course, the other shop, I'm wearing his shirt today, is Robert over at Big Sumo Fan, always a supporter of the channel. He's got so much fun stuff. And so again, you know, if you're a winner of the contest, I can always arrange to get you a gift certificate. He ships to almost everywhere in the world, and offers very good service and a lot of merchandise. There's pages and pages to go to, 170 products currently on the site. So fan towels, the newer fan towels, the multicolor towels. Look at this cool magnets. I mean, even I want stuff off of here. So pardon me. Yeah, so just all kinds of fun stuff. So tournament programs here, of course, you know, about the promotion of Hoshoru. That was the September tournament. There's the kanji for 9. The pitcher banzake, which is a lot of fun. Somebody draws all the guys and all their names. So just fun stuff to have. You can put it up on a wall like this. Looks cool in a frame. And yeah, so if you win one of the contests, feel free to ask for that as your prize. Okay, going back to Tachi. This was the other big article, of course, looking ahead to the Kushu Basho. The Kushu is the island where Fukuoka is. And of course, we hope our Yokozuna will be back, but our Ozeki will stay the same. Sanyaku, all 3 Sekewake will stay the same. We're losing the 2 Komusubi. And as I said, it'll be replaced by Abi and Hokutofuji. Asanoyama will have to settle just for going up to even though he has, a 9 and 6 and Hokutofuji has an 8 and 7, he says no Maegashira 1 with a winning record has been denied a promotion to Komusubi since 1969. So it's pretty much going to be Hokutofuji and Abi at Komusubi. Then he talks about the upper Maegashira, who's going to move around. And then this is the one that I always interests me, who's going to leave Makuuchi and come up from Juryo. So here are the demotions that we already talked about: Hakuoho, Daishoho, Chiyoshoma, and Kageyaki. 3 and 12, 3 and 12, 5 and 10. And these are the guys that should come up. So Tomokaze, Juryo 3, Ichi Yamamoto, and then we've got Roga at Juryo 1. He'll definitely be going up 8 and 7. And we've even got other guys who could get promoted. Tohakuru with a 10 and 5 at Juryo 4. Churanoumi at Juryo 5 with a 10 and 5. Did I say 10 and 4? I meant 10 and 5. But these are the guys most likely. Ichi Yamamoto, of course, won the Yusho down there. So he's going to go up. Tomokaze an 11 and 4, and then Roga. Those are the 3 definites. Now, they also say that Juryo 14, Onosato, but they said he lost a promotion chance because Roga beat him on the final day. And at Juryo 14 with a 12 and 3, that's not going to be good enough to be promoted all the way up into the top division. But he'll go way up, and if he has a good tournament in November, he could be in Makuuchi in January. And then there's even some other guys like this Juryo 2 guy got his 8 and 7, but there's so many other people that would maybe go ahead of him. And so definitely go over and give Tachi some love. They're just such a good source of English language sumo coverage. So click over and check them out. Okay, I think that's it. So let's talk about the contest. So congratulations to Nick Morocco and Headley Helmet. 51 points out of their team. Takakeisho, Daisho, they different guys. Look, one had Asanoyama, one had Ura, one had Takayasu, one had Hokuseiho, and then they, of course, both had Atami Fuji, and they combined for 51 points. So they are the main winners. And then I only had 3 people in second place that will get a prize: Alan, Style, and E Honda, 50 points. And again, some difference in their look at Endo, Takayasu, Midori, Fuji, because he had Daisho instead of these 2 guys at Kotonowaka, etc. Now, a lot of people with 49 in third place, so you just missed out, but you did very well. You placed in the top 25 of all the 749 people that joined. And and then some of the people that were kind of just crushing it early, got moved down as time went on. I remember here's Cam. He ended up in 4th place. He was leading for quite a while. So in 5th place, where did I end up? 6, 7? Let's check out 6. TTL Gamer, he was doing quite well for a little while. And here he ended up in 6. I must be 7th, I think. Yeah, there I am. So I had Hoshoru, Kotonowaka, Asanoyama, Kim Bozan, and Miyogiru. And look, all my guys got Kachikoshi. I didn't have anybody that didn't perform well. In fact, everybody got more than 8 except Hoshoru, which, I wouldn't have expected that. But if I had picked Takakeisho instead of Hoshoru, which I would have never done because I wasn't a huge fan before, and I'm definitely not a fan now. That would have added 3 points, and I would have ended up with 48 points for my team. But it's not a bad showing. 237 people did better than me. So I'm above halfway. But again, congratulations to these 5 people who will get a prize, and I've already emailed them. So what can they win? Well, I've got a bunch of these fun towels that I bought from the Sumo store, and some of them, Midori Fuji. If you guys don't know, Midori means green in Japanese, so of course it's a green towel. And I got some of the look of the guys pretty well. I don't know about this spelling where they're cutting up their name, but there you go. But it is in English, which is fun. Of course, Ura's had to be pink. So any of these are good for the second place people. Let me just show you all of them. So there he is. Takakeisho, if you want it. Wakamoto Haru on kind of a white one, cream one. Kirishima also on black. That's kind of cool with the gold there. And the last one is Asanoyama, kind of on a purple. So any of those, of course, if you won first place, guys, and you want one of these, I'd send you two since you won first place. But there's those gift certificates. I can always do Amazon if you're in a part of the world where that's just better for you than big sumo fan. And then I have all, first place. I'm still, if you're interested, sealed box of sumo cards, chance and an autograph card. This is 2022 cards. So I'm happy to mail that to someone. You can start your own what am I trying to say? Start your own sumo card collecting. And then I have a bunch of other just fun stuff that I always have. If you're one of the second place people, I've got clear files. Oh, Wakataka Kage. Let's not forget about Wakataka Kage. Let's not forget about Enho. Okay, we got that kind of stuff. I've got a huge towel that's just says Grand Sumo Tournament on it and has little guys like this on it, but it's pretty big. Does it have a centimeters on here? I want to say it's probably about as big as that revolver poster behind me. So there's that. These kind of towels that are kind of cute. If you're a female fan or want to give a gift to a female fan, not that pink is a female color. I got the same thing in purple, which I think is cute. And then I've got all the regular magnets and little dangler guys. There's a Tochinoshin. Still got some of his stuff. There's another Tochinoshin where you can put them on a stand on your desk. And what magnet do I have in here? Oh, Ichinojo. So I've got some older wrestlers now that are retired. So I got magnets and keychains. You can just send me the name of some wrestlers you like. And then I have the more traditional towels. And anything else exciting in here? What does this say? Oh, I've got Hakuho cards. These are 8 cards, all of Hakuho if you kind of wanted some of the goat in your collection. That's an easy thing to send. So just all kinds of fun stuff. And when I go to, of course, from your tips and everything, when I go to Fukuoka, I'll buy a bunch of new stuff to give away in the year 2024. So thank you for everybody that's gone by the tip jar. All that money helps me, go see live sumo and buy stuff for the channel. And, this I just bought off the web. So these were about 1,000 yen each. So that's about $750 nowadays in American dollars. It's so bad. But I just bought 8 of those to give away. So anything else? No, I think that's about it. Let me just make sure I hit all my tabs and I shared everything with you. So we talked about the standings. Sumo, we talked about that. We talked about Tachi. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, so let me know in the comments, what are you looking forward to in the November tournament? Are you a Takakeisho fan? You hope that he has that great tournament, want him to become a Yokozuna. Are you looking forward to Kirishima or we all hope Hoshoru kind of bounces back and has a much better tournament in November. Atami Fuji, is he gonna, rise up now to the challenge and be an interesting person to watch? I don't think we're gonna see Hakuoho back, even down in Jurio. I think it'll be at least January before he comes back. Yeah, Wakataka Kage's still out. Asanoyama, he could have a good tournament, obviously, in November and find himself back in Sanyaku and on his way to Ozeki. Hotonawaka still, lurking. So yeah, just all kinds of interesting stories, I think. The Banzuke for November comes out in October, on Monday, October 30th, the day before Halloween. And of course, the Basho starts on Sunday, November 12th, and runs until Sunday, November 26th, which I think is the Sunday after Thanksgiving in America. So my channel will have mostly solid coverage, except that weekend I go. I will try to, will I be able to tape it? I don't know what I'll be able to tape off of a Bema in my hotel room. I might be able to do a little bit on Saturday, day 7. But other than that, definitely nothing from Sunday, day 9, other than what I tape live and maybe post later. And then I'll be home Monday because I got to go back to work. So, but I will miss that middle weekend. But I might be able to put something up on Saturday. So just got to bear with me a little bit on that. I will travel by bullet train, which is always fun. I always enjoy, and eat some good food down in Fukuoka, and hang out with some friends, and yeah, just enjoy the sumo. I'm looking forward to it. Anything else? I think that's it, guys. I think I'm gonna get out of your way, and thank you for watching all the way to the end. And Okunoumi, thanks you. I have another little thing. I think this came out of a gachupon, and somebody sent it to me from Tachi. I can't remember if it was Josh or one of the other guys, but thank you for that. Yeah, I don't know that there's anything interesting coming up in October that would make me make a video. So the channel might be kind of quiet for a month, but I'll roar back to life. Let's see, when will the welcome video will probably go up on Sunday, November 5th, a week before the tournament starts. And so, but yeah, feel free, Jason Sumo 2023 at Gmail. All those kind of links are down and things if you need to send me a message or reach out in any way. And I will tweet out and probably put it in the comments, the community tab, the final total for the charity donation. So thank you to everybody that joined the channel and has sent some money my way. I'm paying it forward a little bit. And have a good start of fall. Have a good October. And I will see you again in about a month. Okay, take care. Bye.